I'm getting set up. Got that cool little loop in my hair right now. Where is it? It's on this side. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Look at that. It's the Superman loop right there. Little Superman cowlick. I just got to get it going down over my face. All right, let me get all the chats set up. I'm going to have to zip through a lot of this and see if I can do it without yapping too much, because I got shit to do after this. Oh, Mondays. They're always the worst, aren't they, Potter? Teresa76, welcome. EV310, welcome. Mondays. It sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays. As we all know, the Mondays are the worst, are they not, Potter? Don't answer the question. It was rhetorical, you oaf. When I want the question answered, I will make sure to call on you directly, which be sure it will be never. I think my Alan Rickman is good. I got a good Snape. Fuck everybody else that thinks this isn't good. So I regret to inform everybody, we lost a real one, an absolute hero to my generation and many others that grew up knowing him, seeing him, an absolute statesman. You know, over the weekend, we lost him. Of course, I'm talking about Sam Neill. Tell me you're not getting emotional. I know I am. We lost a real one, man. It sucks. Shit, I'm gonna get emotional. Fuck y'all. So he had a bout with cancer a couple years back. Turn this down a bit. I also didn't know he was from New Zealand, and apparently he also had a farm out in New Zealand, and he named all of his animals after real celebrities. And I think his logic was saying that it's going to be harder to slaughter them for meat if you name them after real living people, or like real famous people or something like that, which I thought was really cute. He was 78, surrounded by family when he passed, the dignity that has characterized his whole life. Loss was sudden and unexpected, but blessed by the fact that Sam remained cancer-free. Oh, so it wasn't from cancer. They didn't specify a cause of death. Jesus. Died in Sydney. Why did he die in Sydney if he's from New Zealand? Yeah, he had blood cancer. Man. Ryan Dry, thoughtful and laconic, Sam fought illness with the same dignity, humor, and conviction that gave strength to his every performance. Man, just sucks. Prominent Hollywood actors also paid tribute to Neo. Fellow Kiwi actor Carl Urban, that's right, he's New Zealand too. Known for his roles as the foul-mouthed Billy Butcher and the Boys, called Neo truly brilliant. Commenting on the actor's family statement on Instagram, Urban said Neo was an inspiration for many who followed in his trailblazing footsteps. Tony Collette, who starred with Neil in Dirty Deeds in 2002 and A Long Way Down in 2014, posted a group photo and her condolences on Instagram. I love you, dear Sam, you hero, you legend. Although known as a prominent New Zealand actor, Neil held both British and New Zealand citizenship. I didn't know that. And he was born in Omagh, Ireland? Northern Ireland, specifically? And then relocated. So he was only in Ireland for, like, what, 3 to 5 years? And then went to New Zealand? I wonder what brought him there. The only things that I really know him from are, of course, Jurassic Park. Obviously, that's a given. And then, of course, The Hunt for Red October. But he was also in, was it Event Horizon? I think it was Event Horizon. It was based on a Michael Crichton book, one of those movies. He was in local New Zealand films. Real Life Spy Sidney Riley, TV miniseries. Riley, Ace of Spades. Right, Hunt for Red October. And he was in The Piano. Astrophysicist. Yeah, it was Event Horizon. Okay. Middle-aged Merlin. That's right! The Tales of King Arthur! Holy shit. Good morning from Germany. Welcome, Clausanastasio7496. Welcome. Deb, welcome. Earning one of 2 Emmy nominations. Oh, I didn't know he got Emmys or Golden Globes. Holy shit, dude. He was in Peaky Blinders? Oh, the first iteration. Okay, not the Netflix version. Comedy adventure Hunt for the Wilder People. Neil was appointed officer of the Order of the British Empire. Ugh, I don't know what to think about that. Services to acting. Okay, fine. 2007, he was made a distinguished companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, New Zealand Royal Honor System, and in 2022, I love how they all, like, England, New Zealand, like, all these different countries have a bunch of honorifics from the government for actors. We don't do that shit. Where's the honorific for Clint fucking Eastwood? I don't care if he's a right-wing nut. He's still a great filmmaker. Where's the honorifics for Arnold? Come on, what the fuck are we doing? Like, they gave him, what, an Order of Merit? What would America give? What could America give our acting celebrities? Like, we're not big into titles. We just give them guns. And let's be honest, Arnold and Clint got plenty of guns. We give them guns and... guns and tears. Following his reprisal of the role of Dr. Alan Grant in 2022 film Just Rural Dominion, revealed he had been diagnosed with a rare type of non-Hodgkin lymphoma. His cancer battle in his 2023 memoir. Did I ever tell you this? Neil said he would like to live another decade or two, but he was not afraid to die. I can't pretend that the last year hasn't had its dark moments, he said, of his cancer diagnosis and treatment, but those dark moments throw the light into sharp relief, you know, and have made me grateful for every day, and I'm immensely grateful for all my friends. Just pleased to be alive. Man. 4 children, 8 grandchildren. Yeah, we lost a real one. We lost a real one in Sam Neill. Oh, yeah, and also Lindsey Graham died, but fuck him. So let's cover evil people, since we started off on such a happy note of death. Person who spoke with Graham shortly. So Graham apparently died. People are... attributing it to a pulmonary embolism, I think it is. A person who spoke with Graham shortly after his call with Trump said the senator complained that he was feeling unwell. When the person urged him to seek medical attention immediately, Graham said he would do so Sunday morning after his scheduled appearance on NBC's Meet the Press. Graham joked, "I can't die now." I got to do it in his accent. "I can't die now. I still need to do the Russia sanctions, get Iran sorted out, and do Israeli-Saudi normalization." He passed away several hours later. Oh! God, we saved ourselves so many fucking headaches. Fuck this guy. This guy was an evil piece of shit, and I'm so glad we have shifted the dialogue away from, oh, but these people, oh, but they're gone, oh, but so what if they did things in the past? Let's honor their memory. No, their memories are fucking awful. Let's cover the memories and lowlights of Lindsey Graham, who was definitely in the closet. Let's cover some of his lowlights. Staff Sergeant Gonel Aquilino, if you remember, this was one of the guys that served on January 6th. As with many elected officials are protected for nearly 2 decades as a police officer, my interactions with him were limited. I do remember when he and I were alone in an elevator, and he pretended he didn't know who I was after my congregational testimony. Okay. I'll never forget his betrayal to me and my colleagues. "Hope Greta and her friends can swim," he said after they were talking about bombing a peaceful flotilla bringing humanitarian aid to Gaza. So here he is, Lindsey Graham, in his own very provocative, often offensive, and typically inconsistent words on everything from leveling Gaza to threatening Cuba to fawning over Donald Trump to slamming Ted Cruz. On Trump then, he's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. If we nominate Trump, we will get destroyed, and we will deserve it. Trump and I, we've had a hell of a journey. I hate it being this way. Oh my God, I hate it, but today all I can say is count me out. Enough is enough. That was after January 6th. On Trump now, the greatest president of all time. They should change the Nobel Prize to the Trump Prize. Mr. President, you're not far behind God. All it took was 10 years and a lot of fucking getting railed while in the closet to get him to change his tune. This is insane. Fuck this guy. The New York Times obituary of Lindsey Graham makes no mention of his effort to overturn the 2020 election by calling Georgia's Secretary of State to intimidate him into manufacturing votes for Trump. The Times, like all news media, is GOP propaganda, erasing Republicans' history as election deniers. One of the legacies of Lindsey. Over his Senate career, Mr. Graham led 2 influential committees, Judiciary and Budget, as head head of the Judiciary Committee. He oversaw the confirmation of rape supporter and cultist Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court after the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, which was stolen. He also played a critical role during the 2016 fight over President Barack Obama's nomination of Merrick Garland to the court, aiding in Republican success in blocking the pick. My lasting image of Lindsey Graham will always be when he theatrically declared, "Count me out. Enough is enough," after January 6th, and then got back in with Trump more than ever before for Trump 2.0. South Carolina law requires a new special Republican primary when a nominee chosen through a primary dies before the general election. Are the NDAs void now? So, this has been a long-standing rumor about, oh, we have our first mega pedophile. Jamal Brown going straight to Nazi rhetoric. Hey, Jamal, I want you to hang in really tight for a second, okay? Strap yourself in. I have one question. Actually, I don't even have a question. I just have a statement for you.
Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is.
We'll just jam out for a minute, Jamal Brown. I just want to revel in this, that you are a pedophile. You voted for a pedophile. And every single one of you are going to go to jail!
Yes, he is. Flights at midnight, man.
All right, I got to cue that up again because I just know the MAGA pedophiles are going to be triggered on this stream. So there has been a lot of rumors about supposedly Lindsey Graham was a closet cross-dresser as well as a homosexual. And again, that in and of itself is nothing. Who gives a shit? It's the year of our Cthulhu 2026. What does it fucking matter? It matters because he was in the closet, and while he was getting railed by trans sex workers, he was going into the Senate and declaring how evil they were, how much he hated them, and how much we had to exterminate them from society, and passing bills to legislate their existence while he benefited from their existence behind closed doors. So yeah, fuck this hypocritical piece of shit. May he rest in piss, and I hope they burn in hell. Just woke up to find Lindsey Graham is dead, LOL. Most of you know him as the homophobic senator from Lindsey Graham, but to me, he will always be the man who paid a Twinkie pre-transition college student a fat stack of cash to do unspeakable things to him in a hotel room while he wore red lingerie. Now, this rumor has been out there for quite a while, so I'm glad this person is being out with it. It is a canon trans event to have far-right freaks bankrolling you and then turning around and voting against you. People love to judge us for it, but I never see them opening their wallets. Shout out to sex workers everywhere forced to humanize their enemies just to make rent. What a powerful fucking statement. These trans people have to literally sleep with the enemy. They literally have to break bread with the enemy just to survive. Could you imagine an existence like that? I mean, that's going to really fuck with you over time. And it's not just a one-off thing. We constantly see, for example, Grindr always crashes when the RNC comes around. More and more Republicans are being out. There was this one guy who went to Pride with his boyfriend after he left the Republican Congress and was hugely bigoted and anti-homosexual. So can you imagine? Also, that says something about the state of the Republican pedophile party today, in that they're totally fine with erasing people's existence from society, yet they're the ones doing unspeakable shit behind closed doors. Why am I dropping frames? I might have to restart the stream. I wonder if... Well, it looks fine on TikTok. Why is OBS? OBS is not a very good indicator of whether or not a stream is doing well. Yeah, it says fine on Twitch. Okay, whatever. We're going to ignore you for now, OBS. You are the boy that cried wolf as of today. Alright, so where do we live off here? Dutton! Hey, I still have to review your fishing videos. Maybe I'll have time today, but if not, I plan to do it Friday, just to let you know. So what else did they say here? It is an absolute mindfuck to me that one of the reasons I have any semblance of financial security and a lack of student loans is because of this man. At the time, I had no idea who he was, and I only figured it out because another group of twinks linked Lady G to the media. Yeah, this has been going on for a while, so the fact that they're now coming out with it, I think we're going to see a whole bunch of exposés. Well, I don't know if it's going to be the corporate media is going to pass on the story because they have an agenda, and their agenda is un-American and to help Republicans. So leaking that Lindsey Graham and covering an entire expose that he was a closeted homosexual that had sex with trans sex workers probably doesn't benefit the New York Times' agenda, which is hilarious because Trump is now after the New York Times again. We'll get to that later. Some queers tried to grandstand critique this, saying we shouldn't out people. I believe bigots with power deserve no peace or privacy, especially when they hold public office. I'm glad they did it. Icons forever. This was my take on it as well. I do remember there being a lot of severe pushback from some prominent LGBTQ folks saying that we shouldn't, be talking that Lady G is, transphobic. It's this, that, and the other. And it's like, why are you playing by rules that don't exist anymore? These people, we should know who these people are. So then the next time that they're pounding on the fucking podium saying about how much trans people exist, we should throw the red underwear at them and remind them of how much they get pounded by trans people behind closed doors. We should. Stop playing. Stop. Fucking bring back shame. Nothing shames Republicans more than knowing that they like trans people. It is a constant thing. So many of these white supremacist nutters search trans porn. The biggest outlets of trans porn searches are in the South. So yeah, we should out these people. Don't be saying trans people don't exist and then go home and beat off to them later on. You don't get to have it both ways. No, we're going to call you out. So yes, I fully agree with this person. I'm glad that they're saying the same thing. Anyway, if you've ever enjoyed what I do on the internet, know that it is in part because of Lindsey's generous donation over a decade ago. If I've ever sent you money for something, know that was kickstarted by the now-deceased sissy senator from South Carolina. Funny play on words. Lindsey, rest in hell for what you did to our community. I will continue to love queer and trans people harder than you ever hated us. You loved every second of our time together, and now everyone knows. Oh, yes! I like it! Oh my god, it's so fucking good. Oh, our second mega pedophile. Dreddy Knot says, this host is delusional. Why do you have not spelled like naughty? Is that because you're naughty with trans people behind closed doors like Lindsey Graham was? Like Lady G? Are you Lady Dreddy Knot? Is that you? Is that you, Dreddy Knot? Are you also having sex with trans sex workers? And you're too ashamed to admit it, so you have to come in here and whine in my chat rather than be an adult and just be fucking real and come out of the fucking closet, Dreddy Knot? I'm in South Carolina. Well, you're probably going to have an election coming up soon. So, keep in tuned on that, brother. All right, where was I here? Shit, I had something I was going to say on this. Well, I just hope that there is more reporting. I need to follow this person, too. These people give South Carolina a bad name. Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's also so hypocritical. Like, who the fuck hates something in public and then goes and loves it behind closed doors? It says something to a mindset of a person like that, and that's not someone you can trust, ever, with anything. Don't trust them with a goddamn penny, let alone the workings of the federal government. So now that Lady G has been outed and is thankfully dead and gone, let's move on to another senator who is seemingly and most likely also dead and gone and being covered up. Mitch McConnell's office released a photo and a statement from him. I took a fall which landed me in the hospital. My doctors had confirmed that I didn't break any bones or suffer a concussion. I didn't have a heart attack or a stroke. I didn't have any tumors or hemorrhages. But I was briefly unconscious and was taken to the hospital. Yeah, I don't believe any of this. I don't believe any of this. This doesn't say shit. Supposedly, this is supposed to be the Washington Post of today. Narcissist? Yeah, exactly. This is supposed to be the dated, that day's episode of the Washington Post, but it's like, why is it covered up then? Why is it cropped out? Maybe because they got a leak from the Washington Post of what it was going to look like, so they prepped it. And then they photoshopped it. None of this makes sense. What kind of fucking hospital bed is this, by the way? It looks like the Professor Xavier fucking roller wheel thing that he has. His little wheelchair getup. This does not look like a hospital bed. What the fuck is this background? Is he in hospice? This looks more like a hospice than a hospital. Yeah, I don't believe any of this for a fucking second, and nobody should. If he was alive and well, he could give a public statement. He could take a phone call. He could get on camera for 5 minutes. This is the barest requirements of his job. Oh, but he's old. Oh, but he just had a serious injury. Then he shouldn't have the fucking job. This is not complicated. If he's too old and too frail and too weak to do the bare minimum, which is to show that he's alive and has a pulse, let alone be able to go to the fucking Senate and vote on shit, then he shouldn't have the job. This is a cover-up. This is a con. Mitch McConnell, in my opinion, is dead and has been dead for a while. The Republicans know this, and they are defrauding the American people. They're probably still collecting his checks. They're still collecting the 51-seat majority that they have in the Senate because of him. This is fraud, and there needs to be jail time for every single person, especially Elaine Chao, for remaining silent on this. She hasn't given a press conference. I mean, granted, it'd be more sus if she gave the press conference, but it costs them absolutely nothing to bring a camera crew into his room, with her there, with him, and answer some basic questions. Do you have a pulse? Do you know what day it is? Do you know the year? Do you feel bad being left out of your aquarium, little turtle? Basic questions we should know about Mitch McTortle. We should know these things. I'm not a lawyer or anything, but I'm pretty sure hiding a dead body and allowing the corpse to continue to collect taxpayer-funded paychecks is fraud. After all the Doge bullshit, after all the stuff about Minnesota fraud, where's Nick Shirley on this? Why isn't that medically stupid ogre all over this case? Wow, could it be because he has an agenda? And his agenda is far-right bullshit that was never grounded in reality from the first place? Your state constitution. So here's what Andy Bashar, the Democratic governor of Kentucky, said. I publicly and privately urged the last administration to address the public's concerns with the former president's health. I'm calling on Senator McConnell to do the same and provide voters an update on his own health. Let's end the crazy speculation. Just tell us what's going on. So this is fucking weak. This is weak as fuck, and I'm glad other people are calling it out. Your state constitution gives you the power to appoint McConnell's replacement. Do it. Mitch would have done it 4 weeks ago. This is so fucking true. This is so fucking true. Republicans don't wait for shit like this. They just do it. It's like that Magneto line where he says, right, they want to exterminate us. He's like, no one ever talks about it. They just do it. And that's what Republicans do. They're so good at this. They just push forward with shit. They throw the chips on the table and let them fall where they may. Either they'll win or they don't. And even if they don't win, a good number of the times they shift the Overton window further to the right. Bashar should immediately initiate the procedures to replace McConnell. That's what he should do. That's what Republicans would do. Instead, now he's filing some legal brief rather than just fucking doing it. God damn it. They're going to make me sound like Palpatine here. Hold on. Do I think that Andy Bashar should just appoint a replacement? Do I think he should appoint a replacement? Hold on. Do I think Andy Bashar should appoint a replacement for Mitch McConnell?
Do it. 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 Do it.
Yeah, dude. This is so fucking simple. Stop playing by this book of rules that doesn't fucking exist. Oh, we have another mega pedophile. Third one of the day. Christopher Scott 6972. I had no idea there was a leftist Charlie Kirk. This guy is far more violent, though. Yeah. Guess which one's alive? Who was more violent? The one that's still alive, or the guy who's? You tell me, Christopher. He got killed by his own people. Tyler Robinson is a right-wing nut job, raised by Christians in a Republican state, in a Republican household, in a Trump-loving house. Your people are the party of pedophiles, terrorism, and violence. And don't worry, you'll have your time in Nuremberg, too. You'll have plenty of time to sit and reflect on that, buddy. Okay. Bashar is failing this moment. He has presidential ambitions. This is his moment to prove to the nation that when the cards are down, he will actually take action on things in this country and not just write strongly worded letters. Step the fuck up, governor. I mean, yeah, the establishment really does not get how pissed off people are. All we get are fucking words. All we get are strongly worded statements. We don't fucking want that. We want action. Use your power. Use the force, Andy Bashar. Use it. You have power. Appoint a fucking replacement and dare the Republicans to show us Mitch McConnell. Make them Weekend at Bernie's his ass. Weekend at Mitch's. Let's go. Let's fucking do this. Why are you sitting on your fucking ass when Republicans would have done this shit the moment that they heard that there was a 911 call and that he was non-responsive and they had to do CPR? He's an 84-year-old man. You know the likelihood of that survival? It's fucking low. I wish more journalists would point out that Senator McConnell and Rep. Tom Keene missed 4 months of work, were essentially on paid sick and medical leave, the same employment protection they've spent their careers blocking other Americans from having. Yeah, so all you MAGA pedophiles in my chat, Jamal Brown, Dreddy Knott, Christopher Scott, 6972, you're getting conned. When was the last time you assholes were able to take 4 months of work off? Huh? Think about that, you fucking losers. You're getting conned. These guys are taking 4 months paid vacation to do whatever in the fuck they want. They're probably on Grindr. They're going back in the closet. We know Lindsey Graham was. He was getting butt fucked by all his favorite trans sex workers for 4 months straight. That's what these people are doing. And you are in my chat bitching because your life sucks because you vote for Republicans who support Trump, a pedophile. You want to call me violent? You're the ones getting fucked. You are the ones getting literally fucked. I'm not fucking you. I'm laughing at you because you're fucking stupid. But you, my friend, are getting royally fucked. Christopher Scott, Dreddy Knott, Jamal Brown, you guys are getting royally fucked. Have you ever been able to even take 4 months off? Shut up, TikTok. Have you ever been even able to take 4 months in a row? Have you ever been able to take 4 months off ever? Buck Dunlap, 7925, 72,000 Palestinians were killed under the administration Kamala Harris was VP under. Are you suggesting all these issues we are dealing with wouldn't exist had she been elected? My brother in Christ, we are talking about Mitch McConnell and Tom Keene missing 4 months of work and you getting fucked because you keep voting Republican. Buck Dunlap, have you or not been able to take 4 months of vacation in your entire career working as an adult? Tell me. Watch this. He's going to come up with some bullshit deflection. When MAGA can't debate the facts, they just deflect. Deflect like a fucking movie projector. Fetterman slams critics who claim Mitch McConnell is dead. He has just as much brain activity as me, if not more, the senator said Thursday morning while grazing in a field. Obviously, this is fucking satire, but it's fucking funny. This is like some onion shit. Yes, no, you fucking haven't. You're a fucking liar. Dude, look at this shit. You have an anonymous profile. How many fucking followers do you have? Let me pull up your profile. Not Republican, my ass. Go to channel. All right. Let's see, Buck Dunlap. You have 0 followers. Excuse me, 0 subscribers. You have 0 videos. You joined in August 17th of 2020. But sure, I'm supposed to just believe that you're not Republican and you have managed to take 4 months off of work when most Americans can't even take a week. Not Democrat either. Sure, Buck. Sure. Yeah. If there's one thing we know about people, anonymous people in chats, they're 100% honest. That's one thing we know. Yeah, you know when your husband is in the hospital, it's the perfect time to book that contractor to come to sell carpet samples. Absolutely wild. Contractor leaving McConnell's house had carpet and tile samples. This is all so weird. Dude, he's dead. He's so fucking dead. Who does this? This is some tacky fucking shit. He's out here. His wife is out here. Look at this. Full on the entire shebang of carpet samples. Oh my God, what are the comments saying? It's like she's getting the house ready for sale. Nothing suspicious about this at all. She and Erica Kirk are putting in a disco. Oh man, this shit is fucking funny. This shit is fucking fun. Yeah, he's dead, dude. He's decaying. He's been dead for so long. I don't even think the 911 call was the first time he was. I think he's been dead before the call, right? I think he's been dead before the call, and they used like what's the? I'm trying to think of the movie. Okay, so I'm watching Your Friends and Neighbors, right? And there's a scene where these group of guys are in on kind of a criminal conspiracy, and they're in someone's a rich guy's house, and the rich guy dies in front of them, but then they can't let it be known that he's dead, and they were around them because they asked questions and stuff, right? Like, I think that's what happened here. I think Mitch McConnell died in some bizarre, like, not even bizarre, just like a normal way. He's a turtle. He died of being on his back too long. Who fucking knows? Whatever, right? He fell, he couldn't get back up, he dehydrated, he died. So, and then I think that because the Republicans are such criminals, they just simply wanted to keep the seat. So they're like, well, but we can't keep him hidden forever, right? We need a cover story to extend this, because they want to extend this past the primary date, so that then therefore there's no challenges, right? So I think he died prior to the 911 call, and they're like, oh shit, but we can only keep this undercover for so long. Okay, let's say he fell and he needed a 911 call. Okay, let's call 911. Great. 911, yeah, he's right here. Yeah, don't mind that he's already stinky. Don't mind that he looks like he's been dead for a couple days. No. He just died. I'm telling you, it just happened. So they're in there doing CPR on his fucking old turtle ass. And the whole time they're doing CPR, they're just like, this guy feels dead. Like, days, weeks dead. What the fuck are we wasting our time here for? No, just keep going. Take him to the hospital, and then of course they shut everything down, like Secret Service or their own private security, whatever, like shuts down that whole wing of the hospital. And he's in there, and they're seriously just keeping his corpse in there, and just like every time someone walks by wanting to talk to Mitch, they're like outside the door. No, you can't talk to Mitch. Okay, we just want to know that he's alive. Okay, fine, watch this. They open the door. Hey, Mitch, you okay in there? And then they got some impersonator like me, like, I'm just fine. It hurts to shit, so I don't feel like company right now, but you can leave flowers. I think that's what's going on here, dude, really. Finley Davis, welcome. So, moving on from that, we have Congressman Ro Khanna, illegally detained by the Israeli pedophile government. Finley, welcome. So he was illegally detained. Let me see. Is there not? Damn it, do I not have that footage? I thought I had footage of him. Okay, well, apparently not. I thought I had footage of him actually getting pulled over, but let's just watch this for now.
I saw the arrogance in the eyes of those settlers, 21 and 22-year-olds with guns, laughing that they had detained us. The arrogance of those young IDF soldiers that my tax dollars are funding, having no respect for the fact that they were detaining Americans.
I can't help it. Every time I hear anyone, whether it's a Republican or a Democrat or someone I really admire, they say, these people had no respect. I want to go full Rodney Dangerfield. I get no respect. I tell you, no respect at all.
No respect that there was an American
No respect at all
in that bus. And laughing.
Hang on one sec,
when our
Finley.
translator told them that there are Americans there and the American embassy is concerned. It is the arrogance of power, of a power that has had no accountability, total impunity, and has created a toxic culture of oppression.
He's 100% correct, and there is no difference between the toxic culture of oppression and impunity that we give to the IDF that we also give to the ICE terrorists and Nazis out here in America. He was going to the West Bank to do a trip to learn more about the Palestinian struggle there, and he was detained by a gang of West Bank terrorists, settler terrorists, excuse me. So the West Bank settler terrorists blocked off the road, stopped his car, and then detained him. And then they call the IDF soldiers. The IDF soldiers arrive, and they still also don't give a shit. So they detain him for a couple hours or something. Calls went back and forth between Washington and, Netanyahu's fuckers in the government. And then he was eventually let go. But this just goes to show, if this is what they're doing to a U.S. fucking congressman, Imagine what they're doing to Palestinians. Finley asked me when will the next time I play 7 Days to Die? I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted because I've had a couple people in chat say that it's they're kind of getting tired of it. I'm still really fucking enjoying it, by the way. And also I can see from a viewer perspective, maybe I need to do something different with it. Maybe I can do a new one on harder difficulty. I don't know. But I am going to do a gaming stream Friday. I just don't know what I'm going to play yet. It's probably going to be Batman, but are you enjoying the 7 Days to Die, Finley? That's good to know if you are. Bogdan, it's a valid point about how the Biden administration dealt with the Israel-Palestine conflict and seriously questionable. Instead of acknowledging it, you resort to name-calling. Dude, you were coming in here when we were talking about Mitch McConnell and Tom Keene and Lindsey Graham, and you want to talk about Israel-Gaza? I talk about Israel-Gaza all the time. But I need to focus, and also when you come in here with some deflection bullshit, that just smacks of bad faith, which is why I don't believe a single fucking thing you say. If you don't want me to resort to name-calling, if you want to be taken credible, maybe, focus on being a good person in chat yourself. I love 7 Days. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad, Finley. Yeah, man, it's so fucking fun. This new 3.0, one of the best games in my opinion. Yeah, and to think it came out in 2013. The game is 13 years old. It's almost old enough for Trump to date it. It's incredible. So yeah, I really like the game too. We have a trigger mega pedophile. Fuck your feelings 914. Cry harder, libtard. It's so funny how the fuck your feelings people get triggered so easily in my comments. Oh, hey, fuck your feelings. How's your boy, by the way? Because you know what?
Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is.
Never gonna get tired of that shit. So funny how the fuck your feelings and don't tread on me and fear the deep state and I need a gun to defend myself from unnamed masked dangerous government agents are now like, I love the taste of boot. Oh, boot. Oh, I love the taste of boot. I'm glad you're liking it, Finley. Dirty Dingus, welcome back. Ding dong, pedophile Graham is dead. Yes, he is. May he rest in piss. So this is the government officials themselves admitting to genocide. Israel Defense Minister Israel Katz on Lebanon.
ללבנון, בסיבוב הזה, אני אמרתי, יש הרבה בתקשורת הרגילה שאוהבים, מה הוא מאיים ומה הוא אומר. אין דבר שאיימתי בו ולא מומש. ויש תכלית לאמירות האלה. זה המסר שאתה משדר לכוחותיך, אתה משדר לאויבים, ואתה מממש את הדברים האלה.
Okay, I thought he was in English, so I'm just going to shorten this here. So he said, I said that southern Lebanon would become Gaza. We would apply the Rafah model. We would destroy everything there. We would deal with them in exactly that way, and that is what we did, although they're getting their shit pushed in Lebanon right now. The infrastructure has been destroyed. Homes in 24 villages along the border, villages that existed for hundreds of years and were used by Hezbollah's military outposts against Israel, have been demolished. The army systematically flattened the villages with bulldozers and explosives. 90% of the houses are gone. Between 15,000 and 20,000 homes have been destroyed. This is genocide. It's pure fucking war crimes. Welcome back, Finley. It's pure fucking war crimes. And every single Zionist, every single media organization, every single government official, every single celebrity and activist and high-profile person that's saying it's not a genocide, that it's not apartheid, is lying. Because their own government, the defense minister, is saying that 15 to 20,000 homes have been destroyed. That is not a war. That is genocide. And this is what our taxpayer dollars go to fund. Again, we can't have health care. We got problems with our infrastructure. Oh, well, better write a blank check to fucking Israel. And then we also send a blank check to these terrorists. Breaking, Bedford, Maine. Homeland Security said man killed by ICE in Maine was not the target of warrant, Maine Senator Angus King says. Wow. Shocking. Now, for the second time in as many weeks, ICE has killed someone they weren't even looking for. 2 innocent men murdered by the government for how they look. And then the reason this keeps happening is because we have nothing from the Democrats. Look at this. Look at what's happening. Oh, now you put your mask on, you fucking terrorist. Now that someone's there with cameras.
Where are you taking him? Where are you taking him?
This is cartel shit. I'm sorry. This is straight out of fucking Narcos. This is not the This should not be what the American government is doing. This is absolutely Goodfellas style shit. Remember how the Republicans were harping on and on about Muslim terrorist cells being in Texas loyal to Obama? They're doing it in the South. They're getting these terrorist cells ready. That's why I gotta have my guns. Because Obama is gonna have faceless, masked, nameless people from the government come into my house. Not gonna happen, brother. Not gonna happen. That's why I got my guns. I'm going to defend myself and my property. And now these people are so fucking cock-whipped by Trump. It's insane to see the turn. Don't tread on me to please tread on me harder, Daddy. Diogenes 03, they are, yeah, they're Nazis. They're terrorists. This is cartel shit, absolutely. And they're able to do it because the Democrats aren't doing shit. Look at what Andy Bashar is doing with Mitch McConnell's corpse. Absolutely fucking nothing with replacing the senator, even though that would benefit the Democrats in the South. New York ban on masks for law enforcement, including ICE agents, went into effect statewide on June 26, 2026. Are you investigating? Again, the reason ICE is able to have have full impunity, rather, just like the IDF, is because there's no one holding them accountable. We don't have anyone on the right. We don't have anyone on the left, and we sure as fuck don't have anyone in the center. The only people on the left fighting these Nazis are the left, are the people in these communities, the people within these activist organizations that are putting their literal life on the line here to fight these Gestapo. And we can't even get a single Democrat to show up and say it's time to abolish ICE. This is insane. I don't want to be one-sided as my point, kind of a harsh judgment you made towards me, but you don't know me or my political views. Maybe it's people with attitudes like yours driving people away. Buck Dunlap, we were talking about Mitch McConnell. If you want to immediately deflect the conversation to something completely irrelevant that I was going to cover anyways, if you would just shut the fuck up, yeah, dude, I don't take you in good faith. You know, nobody would. If everyone around the dinner table is talking about regular shit, and then you just come in here like, but Obama! Yeah, dude, nobody gives a shit. We're gonna look at you like you're crazy because you sound crazy. So if you want to talk about Gaza, maybe either A, wait, or B, ask a legitimate good faith question like, hey, you're talking about this, but what do you think of this? But if we're talking about Republicans getting butt fucked by their own senators getting 4 months paid vacation while they can't even afford an emergency bill, yeah, dude, I don't think you're legitimate. Maybe think about that before you start yapping. Michael, oh, we have another triggered mega pedophile. Michael Johnson, 6976. I got my guns waiting for you cowards to pop off. I can't wait till you do. I'm going to bathe in your leakage? Dude, leakage? You want us to shit on you? Do you want a golden shower, Michael Johnson? Michael, you heard it first. Michael Johnson, mega pedophile, wants a golden shower. Bro, you guys can't even sound normal. This is why you're hated everywhere, and this is why you are going to be Nuremberged. You are going to be the first to be lined up against the fucking wall. We're going to get your mugshot, and you're going to be tried. But, Michael Johnson, in the meantime, I want you to know, Michael Johnson, look at me, look at me. I am the captain now, because...
Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Trump is on the Epstein list.
Hey, Michael Johnson, since you made a terrorist threat against me, you are in my database! Congratulations to Trigger Mega Pedophile Michael Johnson, 6976. You are in my database, good sir! I have your screenshots. I have your profile. You are the reason I keep my guns, and I am a better shot. And since you made a terrorist threat to me, know this, my friend. I got your face right here. Joined April 1st, 2021. Only 3 subscribers. Wow, it's almost like you have no friends. Know this, buddy. If I see you anywhere in vicinity, I have 100% right to the Second Amendment should you become a threat. Congratulations, buddy. You're on the list. You know who else is on a list?
Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes,
See the video of them pulling his body out the car. Yeah, that's the one in Houston. I don't have time to cover that one today, unfortunately. Cartels have more tact. I think they're a little bit better at discretion, for sure. Where was I? We're to the point where the government can shoot people in the street and don't have to provide any explanation for why they did it. None of the officers at the scene where a man was fatally shot by ICE in Houston were wearing body cameras, according to two DHS officials and a source familiar with the investigation. Keep in mind, MAGA pedophiles like Michael Johnson 6976, if this had happened to a Republican under Obama, they would riot. I mean, we know they'd riot because they're terrorists. They already did it on January 6th. And my God, Michael Johnson, did you guys fuck that one up? Oh, man, I love how these pedophiles come in my chat yapping like they can actually do shit. You guys had the entire Congress open to you, and you couldn't even overthrow the government. The pigs were on your side. The pigs literally opened the door for you pedophiles, and you couldn't do shit. That's fucking hilarious. But all these pedophiles like Michael Johnson 6976, if this had happened to them, if this had happened to a Republican under Obama, that would evoke their fucking don't tread on me bullshit. But now that it's happening to other people who look different from them, they don't give a shit. Because it was never about that. They're just evil, Nazi, child-raping pedophiles that we need to make sure are locked up for the safety of this country and the world, and especially the safety of the children. Where was I? The New Mexico Attorney General. Oh, by the way, speaking of being on the list, New Mexico Attorney General is claiming that the Justice Department, effectively acting at the behest of Trump, is obstructing the investigation of Epstein's former Zorro Ranch. Survivors of serious criminal conduct at Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico are being denied justice. That harm is a direct consequence of the U.S. DOJ's continued failure to comply with the New Mexico Department of Justice outstanding records request. Again, this is why, like I said, Michael Johnson 6976 is absolutely a pedophile. He's absolutely a pedophile because this is what he votes for. This is what he supports. And if he were still in this chat and not out trying to rape a child right now, this is what he would be yapping about, how he doesn't give a shit. You know what he'd be yapping about? He'd be saying, but the Democrats, but the Democrats, but the Democrats. And he would name every Democrat in the file. And yes, there are some. And he would say that that makes them pedophiles. But Trump, being mentioned more than anyone else in those files, somehow totally innocent, right? Totally innocent. He was an informant. Remember, guys? He was an informant. He was an informant that didn't inform until after Jeffrey Epstein's arrest, and only called to check in to make sure that they weren't investigating anyone else, and also didn't provide any actual, testimony, evidence, documents, didn't provide anything to favor the prosecution of Epstein. All he did was sit on his ass and make sure that he wasn't the target. That's all he did. But guys, clearly he was an informant. Not Houston, the Maine shooting today, Maine. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that briefly. I try to cover as much as I can, and I don't have enough time to cover that one today. Deporting honest working people is wrong. With that said, more people were deported under Obama than Trump, just trying not to be one-sided. Yeah, Buck Dunlap, you're not going to hear any arguments from me on that, because that is correct. But your whole emphasis on not being one-sided is exactly how we get to this scenario. Because, yes, Obama did shit that was wrong. I greatly admired Obama at the time, but his drone strike program, his deportations were stupid, him caving to Republicans time and time again, refusing to release the Russiagate report because Mitch McConnell would play politics with it. Like, you don't have to be one-sided, but you need to understand the enemy is the Republicans and the establishment. The establishment Democrats are the one allowing the Nazis to continue marching in our streets. They're the ones allowing ICE to continue operating and terrorizing us. They're allowing MAGA pedophiles like Michael Johnson, 6976, to roam the streets and prowl for children. And the Republicans are the one actually doing it. The establishment Democrats provide cover, while the Republican Nazi pedo party actually does the crimes. Like, yeah, it's good to have a both sides view of things, but coming in here and then saying, like, well, deporting is wrong, but also Obama, like, what context does that serve? We are almost 10 years removed, more than that now, from Obama. The fact that you still have to bring that up is sus. The DOJ has responded to my tweet and admitted it is impeding the only criminal investigation into the Epstein files. Not enough people are talking about this. The Trump administration is impeding the only active criminal investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. We are. Again, sus! This is not just for illegal immigrants. Diogenes, thank you so much. Yeah, Buck Dunlap, that's the other important thing. Obama was actually deporting only immigrants, whether you like it or not. And a vast majority of them were actually criminal offenders. So, like it or not, those are facts. What is happening now is wholly different. You know, it's like comparing toothbrush to bleach for your gums. That's what you're doing. And Trump is now deporting American citizens along with immigrants. I'm running out of time here. Average Trump supporter right here. DOJ says white supremacists charged after threats to U.S. lawmaker, Muslims, and transgender people. What he's saying is indistinguishable from the Republican Party line. Buck Dunlap, this is important. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. They're killing American citizens. That too, Diogenes. Between February and March, Holovichik posted comments to YouTube videos where he threatened violence against the members of Congress, Democrats, and liberals, transgender people, and various minority groups like Muslims, the DOJ said. Which, by the way, is exactly what Michael Johnson 6976, the mega pedophile in my chat, was doing, which is why he's on my list now. If I get the chance, I'm going to do a mass shooting wherever a member of Congress is standing. Member of Congress needs to die. America is not for sale. America is not a Muslim country, he said in his threats, according to the DOJ. If I get the chance, I'll shoot everyone in member of Congress's family, just like what Michael Johnson, terrorist, was doing in my chat. America is a white Christian nation. We are ready to kill and die before foreigner Muslims take over, the DOJ quoted him as saying. The federal grand jury indicted Holovichik on charges of interstate threats and influencing, impeding, or retaliating against a federal official by a threat, the DOJ said. Holovichik identified himself as a Nazi and a white supremacist and expressed desires to carry out mass shootings and assassinations. Remember how that MAGA pedophile was saying that? What did he saying? He was saying, where is he? He was saying, oh wait, was it not that guy? Who was the guy? Someone's saying that I'm violent. Oh yeah. Who's the guy saying I'm violent? Oh, yeah. MAGA pedophile Christopher Scott 6972 says that I'm more violent than Charlie Kirk was. And yet this is his people. The Republicans are all terrorists. They're all criminals. They're all pedophiles. And every single one of them needs to be Nuremberged. The fact you don't see anything wrong with your tone says a lot about you. I'm 17. You're talking to a kid. Okay, well, if you're 17, maybe you could learn something. If anything, that's more reason for you to sit down and shut the fuck up. What the fuck? Also, I'm just supposed to believe you? You have an anonymous profile, dude. I don't believe anything anyone says in my chat. I don't care. Dude, this is so boring. I don't have time for your bullshit. I have shit to do. So, either sit down and learn something. If you want to pop in with occasional useful comments, I'm happy to reply, but this interaction has been dumb and you need to rethink how you approach shit. Cruz Diaz IDK Davy? I don't know what you mean. New York Times sources. So, President Trump is so enraged by New York Times coverage of Air Force One security issues that the White House directed Kash Patel to oversee a leak investigation. Patel began running the probe from inside the White House instead of FBI headquarters. We are now seeing an entirely different approach to rule of law in this country. This is now, the DOJ is now Trump's law firm, and that's it. Patel was coming to Chicago today for a fake office visit for his girlfriend's country concert this weekend, one of the sources briefed on the trip said. The source noted Patel canceled the trip while on the tarmac. And oh, by the way, Finley Davis, thank you for backing me up when that MAGA terrorist was making threats against me. One of the sources briefed on the trip said, the source noted Patel canceled the trip while on the tarmac in Andrews and was summoned to the White House immediately, adding that it was apparent panic and believed to be in response to his morning tweet today. So keep in mind, I love this picture here. But the New York Times is now being investigated by the FBI, even though they have completely capitulated to Trump. They have laundered his talking points. They have spread his propaganda. They have adopted his anti-trans talking points. And he's still suing them. He is still sicking the DOJ on them. The New York Times is never going to learn, but there is no amount of appeasing fascists. You have to stand up and you have to fight. Cruz Diaz, then why do you go live? What does that even? I go live because that's how you grow your fan base. That's how you grow your following. I've gained 200 followers since I started doing this over the last 2 months. What are you talking about? Can you please make fucking sense? Hunter Biden awarded $1.7 million in defamation lawsuit against former Overstock CEO Patrick Byrne. Patrick Byrne falsely claimed Hunter sought an $800 million bribe from Iran in exchange for influencing U.S. policy. Every day Hunter gets more vindicated and Trump's shitty-ass kids get worse. Again, this shows the total difference. So Jake Lang, MAGA terrorist, and also an actual pedophile. He was texting an underage child wanting to rape her. This is what happens when terrorist MAGA pedophiles come to Los Angeles. Oh, damn! Dude got rocked. So, look, this is not the way that I think it should be handled. You shouldn't go up and start throwing hands at these people, which is clearly what this guy did. And he's probably going to face charges. Guess what? I don't see how you can say not. It's one thing to make a space uncomfortable for Nazis. It is another thing to actually attack them. There's a big divide over that in the leftist spaces. People say, yeah, punch a Nazi day. Okay, fine. You do you. I'm not gonna support that. Deb, I think this was before he punched that woman, though. Was it not? That was my understanding, is that this occurred before he punched that woman. If he did punch a woman first, then fuck it. Yeah, I don't give a shit. You know, you fuck around and you find out. If he indeed he did punch that woman, then yeah, I'm glad he got decked. But my understanding was this happened before that. Could be wrong. Either way, I'm still not going to support. I wouldn't support just rolling up and decking him. I would support, a citizen's arrest. Like, actually do a citizen's arrest. Take him to the ground, handcuff him, hold him stationary, and do a citizen's arrest. It's not that easy. Oh, we have another trigger mega pedophile. Fred Hesh7215 says, well, I see you're an anti-American POS. Dude, Hesh, you have a literal Nazi Germany last name in your profile. What the fuck are you talking about un-American? Fuck out of here. So, Catherine Rampell remains one of my favorite people. But in response to the signing ceremony for the housing bill, I'm just going to read it. In response to the signing ceremony, Natasha S.R. Sarin says, I do not quite understand why this wasn't like an obvious chance to have a signing ceremony and celebrate the fact that you were doing something on the single issue that is front of mind for the American people. See, this is the problem with the establishment. I don't know if she's actually asking this seriously or if this is just a rhetorical question. But the simple fact is, Trump doesn't care. That's why he's not there. That's why he didn't even sign the bill into law in the first place. Trump cares only about himself. He does not care about his voters. He does not care about MAGA pedophiles like Fred Hesh7215. He doesn't give a shit about you. That's why he's enriching himself while you are poorer, while the economy is going to shit, while you pay more. He doesn't care. That's exactly why he's not there. It's a very simple answer. We have another trigger mega pedophile. Kenneth Morati? You are a rat, by the way. 7893 says, it's funny the anti-fascists in America are literally fascist. How can you be literally fascist when you are anti-fascist? Do you understand how fucking stupid you sound? Hey, I'm anti-car, but here's my truck. What in the fuck? You guys are so weird. All right, please give a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I am almost to 1,000 subs and I can monetize, but I do got to go. I got to get to another podcast. I'm going to the Voice of Reason podcast starting in 5 minutes. I got to go. Please, go there, do it.